Introducing our latest enhancement to our workplace experience platform Rico Spaces, Visitor Management. Elevate your guest experience with a seamless, secure, and efficient way to host visitors in your workplace. Say goodbye to cumbersome check-ins and hello to a smarter, more welcoming approach to visitor management. Join us in this video as we redefine how you connect with your guests, ensuring every visit is both impressive and secure. The visitor management updates in Rico Spaces enable customers to deliver a high-end guest experience that mirrors both their quality and value of their brand. This alignment ensures that every visitor interaction reinforces the brand's image and reputation. The first impression made to visitors is crucial in building strong relationships. And by offering an exceptional visitor experience, businesses can leave a lasting positive impression, fostering trust and satisfaction from the outset. Now, organizations are required to comply with health, safety, and welfare regulations. Our updated visitor management features are designed to help organizations meet these legal obligations and provide a safe and compliant environment for all visitors. As an example, visitor management allows for effective record keeping, enabling organizations to securely store visitor information. Providing a secure and welcoming environment is a fundamental responsibility for businesses, and our updates support this duty by making it easier to manage and protect visitors effectively. An example of this is our emergency list feature, where we can add in any visitors for the day and make sure that they are accounted for in the event of an emergency. Visitor management in Rico Spaces is a fully integrated solution, simplifying the processes of adding guests into your system, inviting them into the workplace, and then managing their visit. This eliminates the needs for multiple applications to manage these tasks, making it a much more seamless user experience. The platform can also integrate with different hardware, including room and visitor panels, so you can elevate the experience of bringing your visitor on site. Users can even book desks and meeting rooms for their guests directly from the platform, ensuring that they have a place to work and meet without hassle. This feature enhances the overall planning and coordination of visits. The new visitor sign-in panels, compatible with both iOS and Android, are customizable panels allowing organizations to add their own brand and colors. And this is an example of how you can enhance that visitor experience with that integrated hardware that's completely branded to your organization and boosting that first impression. And more new unique features such as quick pin, instant badge printing, and easy questionnaire completion make the check-in process quick and efficient. Guests can be greeted with all necessary information, can input their own details, and can even watch pre-recorded briefing videos directly from the panels. Videos such as health and safety briefings or what to do in the event of an emergency. From the guest's perspective, when they're invited to the workplace, they'll receive a digital invitation that, when clicked on, will open up their own landing page. This will include all of the information that they need for their visit, like the name of their host, the location of the office, and a unique PIN code so that they can check in and check out. This information will facilitate easy navigation and a smooth arrival process. Before arriving on site, guests can fill in a pre-visit questionnaire, which can gather information like any dietary requirements that they may have. It can also encourage them to view and acknowledge any health and safety briefings, documents, or NDAs. This preparation, all done beforehand, ensures a smooth and informed visit. By incorporating these advanced features, Rico Spaces' visitor management system not only improves the efficiency and effectiveness of visitor management, but also enhances the overall experience for both hosts and guests, ensuring a positive and professional interaction every time. And with all of these features, there are some great benefits. The platform provides your organization with full visibility of who is on site at any given time, enabling full accountability and effective record keeping. Having the ability to schedule your guests on the same platform where you can book their desks and meeting rooms creates a seamless, integrated experience and removes the need to use different platforms that don't talk to each other. You can use Rico Spaces on the device of your choice, be it a Mac, PC, iPhone, or Android. Users are able to effectively host and manage their visitors from any device, allowing for full flexibility when you're using the platform. And Rico Spaces Insights provides powerful analytics for organizations so that they can understand visitor trends across all of their locations. Now, I've talked a lot about the new visitor management module and the benefits that it provides, but now I'd like to actually show you exactly what's coming to the platform. So we're starting off in our Birmingham Rum Runner office, and I am using the 3D layout so we can see I'll be able to manipulate the floor plan and show you it from different perspectives. So you can see all of our desks and our meeting rooms. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into this left-hand menu, and I'm going to go into the visitor tab. Now, to start, I do want to say that this is a demo environment that I'm using, so none of these visits are going to be real. They are just test ones in the system. But you can see we have got all of our expected visitors, including an ETA and an ETD, so we can see when they're going to arrive and when they're going to depart. We've got some basic information about it here, but the important stuff is the name of the visitor, if they have VIP status, what their status in the office is, are they signed in or are they expected to arrive still, have they got a badge number, have they completed the questionnaire, and do we need to print a label for them? We can do all of that directly from the visitor panel. We can see the host for these guests, we can see any bookings that they have, and as well as the bookings, we've got some optional information that's been provided by the host who created this visit, such as email address, phone number, job title, vehicle registration, and the company that they work for. We've also got our company address book, and this is a digital address book that allows us to save information for previous or upcoming visitors. So if I know that I'm going to want to bring someone back into the office at some point, I can save that information here, and that makes it just a bit quicker to set up a visit in the future. So if I search for a name on here, I can see, this is just a colleague that I've got here, but I can look at their information and I can see what information is stored about this person in the address book. How many visits have they had? When were they last in the building? And I can even edit their profile and add more information about that contact if I want to and update it, but for now I'm just going to cancel. So I'll come out of there now and I'll pop into the emergency lists. Now this is what we were talking about earlier when we were saying you can create emergency lists for your visitors on the day, and then you can account for them if there is an emergency in the workplace. So we can see all of these people were accounted for, but if we wanted to, we have the option to create a new emergency list in the bottom right hand corner, and then we can add any visitors that we have on that day to that list. We've got our contacts, so test one, that's the only one that we've got in the day. We can mark that they're accounted for and save that list. I'll hit OK. And now at the top, we see this list that I've created. I can view that contact and we can see that this person's mobile number is here and that they signed in at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. If I wanted to, I can also export that list so I've got it in another record. Now, if we had a lot of visitors coming into our location at any given date, then we can use filters at the top here to easily search through the ones and make it easier for us to find who we need. We can search by status and look at who is just signed in, and that narrows it down to one contact that we have here. We can look at who has or hasn't completed the questionnaire. We can look by host, or we can look by the visitor type, if they're a normal visitor or if they're a VIP. We can also expand the date range here so we can see more visitors from the past or upcoming ones that we have in the future. By clicking on the calendar icon, I can check a different date, or by clicking in this today section, I can go back a week, a month, I can look at all the visitors for the year. So if I open that up, that will give me a long list of visitors that we have had so far this calendar year. I can also change the location, so I can see visitors that we have had in other locations as well. So that gives me full visibility of the entire organization. Now let's create a new visit. So I'm going to click on this plus icon in the top right hand corner, and I can start adding in our visitor information. And I'm just going to input a test one, as this is a demonstration, and I will add this visitor. And when creating a visit, there is certain information that has to be input, such as the date and time, of course, and there has to be a host for the visitor as well. And now we've got that guest, we've added them into the right hand side. We can actually add another visitor if we wanted to. So if I put in that first name again of Test, I can take Test Mike and I'll add that person in as well. So I've got more than one visitor for this one visit. We'll do our date and time. Let's say I want this visit to be in the future. I'm going to do it for Tuesday the 23rd, and I'll do 8 until 6. That's fine with me. And then we can add in our host, and that host is going to be me. So I'll add my name in there. You can see I've got a couple of different roles here. Am I the host or am I just the organizer of this visit? I'm going to add myself as the host. But if I wanted to, there is the option to be able to add more people in the visitor management module. Now, when it comes to sending that invite, we can choose whether we want to send an email invitation. We can actually toggle that off because we could maybe set this visit into Spaces and then I could invite that customer personally if I wanted to instead. Now, I've turned email invitations back on, but I don't want to send that invite out immediately. I can choose a specific date or so many days before the event. So I'm going to choose days before, and I will select one so that the invite goes out on the Monday and they can then come to the event on the Tuesday. Now we will create our visit. Now with our visit scheduled in the system, I can click on the calendar icon and I'll go to the 23rd of July. And because this is asking for a date range, I'll hit that twice just so I select that one day. And here we go. We have got test me and test mic both scheduled in for that day. And we can see that their host is me in the system. Now, these are both guests who were already in the address book and existed in the system, so I haven't had to input any more information for them. I've just got the information that was already logged in the system before. So we can see that one of them has got the job title of engineer, we've got a vehicle registration for them, and we can see which company that they work for. But if we needed to, we could create a new visitor in the platform. So I'm going to go back into the floor plan section and show you a different way to create a visit and create new visitors directly in Rico Spaces. Going back into the floor plan, I have the feed menu on the right hand side. And in this menu, I've got this icon, which looks very similar to our visitor icon. By clicking on that, I have a quick view of our visitors. Now you can see that there's nothing there at the moment because I have no visitors scheduled for today. So from here, we can easily create a new visit. Now we're greeted with the same screen that we saw before. And I'm going to put in our guest's name here, but in this case, they don't exist in the address book already. This is going to be a brand new contact, and I'm just using my own details for this. I'm just going to put in some details about that visitor as well, and then I will add them in. And now we've got a new visitor created in the system here. If I wanted to though, I could edit them or remove them. So if I hit edit, it just takes me back to this information and I can choose to cancel or update. So I'll just hit update. And now that we've created our new visitor, again, we go through the same process. I can add them, let's say on the 25th, same kind of time. I want to send them out an email invite immediately, and I'm going to create that visit. And we can see my new upcoming visitor who is expected. And I'm going to click on them so that I can book them a space in the office. So I'm going to assign them a desk, and then I'll get to choose which desk that I want. And I know that desk 10 is a good desk in the office, so I'll choose that one and I'll assign it to them for that whole day. I can also assign them a parking space. So we have got one parking space here and I'll assign that to them. I can add a badge number for them, and I can add notes. With that information done, I can update that visit in the system, and that person now has a desk and a parking space secured, and I've added some notes in the system for them. So if I open up that tab again, we can see this is actually a visitor that I created for today because our one for the 25th is in the future and I'm not able to see that from the feed. So I created another one that's available now, and we can see exactly what it looks like. I can see all the visitors and I can filter them on expected, signed in or signed out, and if I wanted to, I can create another visit easily from the feed. So once you've sent that invite, what is your guest going to see? Well, if you've toggled on to send an email invitation, they will get an email that looks like this, and when they click this button, that will open up a new tab and take them to a dedicated landing page specifically for their invitation. So here we go. This is our landing page with our invitation and all the information about it. We can see the date, we can see the location, we've even got an image of the building, and I can see who my host is. I've been provided with a unique PIN code, and I've got some instructions on how to use that PIN code when I arrive at reception on that day. A really useful feature that I've got here is an interactive map that I can use to see exactly where the location is. And then finally, we can see we've also been asked to fill out a questionnaire. Now, this next part of the demonstration is specifically for the administrators of Rico Spaces because we've made some changes and updates to the actual visitor settings that you're going to need to know about when you use the platform. To start with, the actual settings for visitors is no longer located in the visitor section because it's based on a location by location basis. We've actually put it into the location settings. So if I open up my settings here and I go into the Runner Works, which is our office, I can go into visitor management on the left-hand menu. And this is where we can see our newly updated settings. So to start off with, we've got visitor details, and by toggling on these different fields, I can enable them when we collect information about our visitors. And if I wanted to, I can make them mandatory by clicking these tick boxes. Once I've made a few decisions, I will hit save, and that will now save the configuration. We have our visitor questionnaire section where we can enable and then fill out the questions for our questionnaire. And this questionnaire builder is quite comprehensive, allowing us to add questions, and they can be short answer, paragraph, single choice, drop down, or multiple choice questions. So there's quite a lot of different information that we can put in here. And next is your visitor settings, where you can set the default settings for visitor management, like email invitations. If we toggle that off, then it will not default to sending an email invitation. You'll have to manually toggle it on. And you can also allow for custom invite messages to add a touch of personalization to your invitation. And lastly, we've got the visitor screen, which will configure everything that you show on that hardware panel for the visitors when they arrive on your location. This will allow you to add in holding images or videos, customize the branding that you want, change the colors, choose if you want to have a signing page and what you want it to say on there. And you can even choose the sign-in methods that you allow for your guests, such as PIN, or if you want to use a QR code for touchless sign-in instead. As you can see, we're greatly improving the functionality of Rico Spaces with this update. And visitor management is positioned not just as an add-on of a desk booking platform, but as a fully comprehensive, totally integrated visitor experience platform. It gives organizations everything they need to effectively add contacts to their system, bring them into their workplace, and manage their visit. Of course, we've created a bunch of written content about visitor management as well, which you can find on the Rico Spaces Help Center. And don't forget, you can also check out all of our videos on the Rico Spaces YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.